Hello dear students, in the first video of the chapter Microorganisms, Friends and Foes, we discussed about microorganisms and their types. I hope now you know microorganisms are an indispensable part of our life. They are everywhere, in air, water and also inside our body. When we hear the word microorganisms, there is that negativity in our mind that oh, they are harmful, they are disease causing. But it is not so in all the cases. In this video, we are going to discuss about different type of microorganisms in detail. There are mainly 5 type of microorganisms: bacteria, fungi, algae, protozoa and virus. Let us first discuss about bacteria. Bacteria are unicellular microorganisms. What are unicellular? That means they are made up of one cell. They have cell wall and cell membrane, but there is absence of the nucleus and the other cell organelles. Plants और एनिमल सेल में जिस तरह से न्यूक्लियस होता है, एक वेल डिफाइंड न्यूक्लियस होता है एंड हेरिडिटरी मटेरियल जो होता है वो न्यूक्लियस के अंदर बाउंड होता है, तो बैक्टीरिया में ऐसा नहीं होता है. They don't have nucleus and the hereditary material is scattered in the cytoplasm, and that is why they are classified as prokaryotic organisms. The size of the bacterial cell varies from 0.2 to 100 micron. I hope now you can understand why they are known as microorganisms और हम उन्हें अपनी naked eye से क्यों नहीं देख सकते हैं, as they are very small in size. Now, we can classify bacteria on the basis of their shape. There are few bacteria which are rod shaped. They are commonly known as bacillus, and the most common example is E. coli. There are few bacteria which are spiral shaped, known as spirilla or spirochete, and the most common example is Spirillum volutans. कुछ बैक्टीरिया होते हैं जो स्फीयर शेप्ड होते हैं, उन्हें कोकस कहते हैं, and the example is Streptococcus pneumoniae. It causes pneumonia. There are few bacteria which are comma shaped and are commonly known as Vibrio, and the most common example is Vibrio cholerae, and नाम से पता चल रहा है it causes cholera. Now, all the bacteria except round bacteria, that is coccus के अलावा जितने भी bacteria होते हैं, they have hair-like structures on the surface of the cell wall. Some bacteria have one or more than one long weave-like structures, and these structures are known as flagella. These are used for locomotion, that is for movement. Now, in the picture, you can see the flagellar arrangement in bacteria and what different types of bacteria are known as. Now next is fungi. आप लोगों के घर में जब ब्रेड आता है और 2-3 दिन तक अगर वो हल्का सा ह्यूमिडिटी होती है एटमॉस्फेयर में या रेनी सीजन होता है और अगर 2-3-4 दिन तक वो खुला रह जाता है तो इट गेट्स स्पॉइल्ड और उसकी सरफेस के ऊपर ग्रीनिश वाइट पैचेस देखने को मिलते हैं. इस ग्रीनिश वाइट पैच को या ये जो ग्रोथ होता है, फ्लफी ग्रोथ होता है ऑन द ब्रेड, इज कॉल्ड फंगाई. फंगाई कैन बी यूनिसेल्युलर such as yeast, or it can be multicellular such as mold. Unicellular one cell के बने हुए भी हो सकते हैं and multicellular more cell से बने हुए भी हो सकते हैं. They are heterotrophic, that means they cannot synthesize their own food and are dependent on other organisms. They are either parasitic, that means they obtain their nutrition from living host, or they are saprophytic, that means they obtain their nutrition from dead and decaying matter. Yeast, mold, mushrooms, these are some common examples of fungi. We often enjoy the mushroom dish, which is also a type of fungi, a microorganism. Then algae. Have you ever seen such green scum as shown in the picture? Picture में आपको green scum दिख रहा है, green color का growth दिख रहा है. जब water is stagnant, that is पानी जब रुका हुआ होता है, ठहरा हुआ होता है, that is either in pond or lake, So this actually is a type of microorganisms called algae. They are aquatic organisms found in water. They are photosynthetic in nature. That means they carry out photosynthesis like plants. They can prepare their own food. So they are also known as autotrophs. Now some algae like Chlamydomonas and Chlorella are unicellular, made up of one cell, and there are few algae which are multicellular like kelp and Spirogyra. Most algae are microscopic. That means we need microscope to observe them. But some like seaweed are quite large, जो हम naked eye से भी देख सकते हैं. Then protozoa. Protozoa are always unicellular. Eukaryotes. What are eukaryotes? Eukaryotes means the cells which have well-defined nucleus. And most of them are microscopic. They are heterotrophs. Either capture their food or are parasitic, but they cannot prepare their own food. Most common examples of protozoa are amoeba, paramecium and giardia. The pictures are shown. Some of them are harmful. That means some protozoa are harmful and few are helpful as they ingest harmful bacteria and are food for fish and other animals. The example of harmful protozoa is Plasmodium, very common. It causes malaria. Now viruses. Viruses are also considered as microorganisms, but they are different from other microorganisms. Now the question is how they are different? Because they reproduce only in the body of host organisms like bacteria, plants or animals. Yes, you heard me right. Bacteria are unicellular and very small in size. Still, few viruses can infect bacteria also. One example is bacteriophage. When outside the living body, that is when the virus is on non-living surfaces, they act as non-living things. तब वो non-living thing की तरह act करते हैं, वो reproduce नहीं कर सकते हैं. And that time they are known as virions. All viruses are parasitic, सारे disease causing होते हैं. But as they behave on different surfaces differently, they are considered to be on the borderline of living and non-living. And that is the reason few scientists don't consider them as microorganisms. Some common ailments like cold, influenza, measles, conjunctivitis and most coughs are caused by viruses. ये viruses से होने वाली कुछ common बीमारियां हैं. Serious diseases like polio and chickenpox are also caused by viruses. Nowadays the very common virus सबको पता है, it is there everywhere in the news channel and all, that is COVID-19. I hope now you all are clear with the different types of microorganisms. Thank you.